Hi everybody, Matt here again from mattleachphotography.com and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week I have two sections for you. First up, I'm going to share a time lapse of a quick edit of the awesome marina, showing you my basic editing workflow. Then secondly, I get asked a lot about my colour grading and how I achieve it. I have quite a consistent look to my images. For this I have created LUTS for my colour grading workflow. So secondly, I'm going to slow it all down again and talk about what a LUT is, how I apply them to my images, and then most importantly, I'm going to share a link to a free download of the LUT I use on this image and show you all how to install it directly into your Photoshop. So let's get the ball rolling with the time lapse, and I hope you enjoy it. See you all on the other side. The workflow time-lapse useful. My colour grading is usually applied at the end of the editing process. So now we have an edited image that just needs some colour grading applied to it to make it pop. Manual colour grading step by step is a whole nother tutorial, but as mentioned earlier, as I have a consistent look to my style, I use LUTs to speed up and simplify the process. I've created my own LUTs and saved them to use when I want a specific look to an image, be it warm, cooler, dark shadows, high contrast, etc. You're probably asking, what is a LUT? LUT stands for lookup table. The full term we use, more specifically, is colour lookup table. A LUT is basically a colour grading or adjustment preset that is well known in video editing. What most people don't realise is that LUTs can also be used in Photoshop. Photoshop even comes loaded with many LUTs already installed that you can use right away. And I'll show you how to access these in a moment. Although for my fashion work, I find these are all pretty much useless and redundant, so I've made my own that suit my style. These are great if you have a consistent look to your images and enable you to apply it to every image with just a few simple clicks. So how do we apply a LUT? Here we have our newly edited image of the lovely marina, and adding a LUT is very simple. We're going to go down here and we're going to select a new colour lookup layer. Then in the properties box we go up and we have a pop-up menu here next to 3D LUT file, and if we click on that it brings up a pop-up menu to all the options, all of the LUTs we have pre-installed. This is the list that we talked about earlier. But you don't have to use anything that's already pre-installed. You can load external ones, and that's what we're going to do first. So if we go up to the top option, load 3D LUT, and click on it. This brings up your Finder window. and we need to locate the LUT file we're going to use. I saved the one we're going to use for this on my desktop. And here it is, the cube file here. So if we select this and click open, you'll now see it applied to your image. If I toggle it on and off, you can see the difference it's made. This one is called Pink Blush. As you can see, it adds some contrast to the shadows, warms the skin, but cools the background, and it just pops the pinks on the cheeks and the lips. There it is, toggled on and off again. Now quite often, you might find that a LUT is too harsh for your taste. So to remedy that, all you need to do is play with the opacity of the layer until you find your desired look. Personally, I like this LUT, so I'm going to keep it quite high at around 84–85%. Perfect. That's my taste. All this is subjective. Some LUTs I use, I might go all the way down to 15%. Now if you feel like you've made the wrong choice in LUT, you can go back up to your properties layer. If we just highlight the colour lookup layer again, the pop-up menu again, and we can change to any of these, or we can load another file. And I'm going to just give you an example of one of the pre-installed ones, this bleach bypass. Let's give that a go. And as you can see, that's changed the image very harsh, very contrasty. But again, if we play with the opacity layer and go all the way down, we can use it to give us a more contrasty fashion look and find an acceptable level to use. However, personally, I'm going to go back to the pink blush layer. And back up to 85%. There we go. Next, I'm going to show you how you can add your downloaded LUTs into the pop-up list. All you have to do is simply go to your Finder, locate your file, and then we simply drag it into your Applications, Adobe Photoshop 2020 or whatever version you have installed, Presets, 3D LUTs, and we just drop it in there. Then it will ask to authenticate, and you might have to put a password in to allow it. And it's done. Then we can close that window. You then need to quit Photoshop and restart it for it to appear in your list. I won't do this, but as you can see, having all these in your pop-up list is very useful for the LUTs you use on a regular basis. Here's a few of mine, all beginning with ML. And that's it. So now you can play with a simple way to add great colour grading to your images with the pre-installed options, or if you hit the subscribe button to my YouTube channel and also to my website using the link below, you will receive an email with the Pink Blush LUT used in this tutorial as a free download. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again next week. Stay safe and be good to each other. Bye.